Mr. Ash Mufareh, the CEO of ONPASSIVE, is the visionary that has the internet all abuzz by creating a total internet solution fueled by connectedness and automated through AI that generates unlimited traffic and residual income for its members. ONPASSIVE's mantra is AI with heart, and there's good reason for that. Now, Mr. Mufareh earned a master's degree in information technology and e-commerce back in 2002 through the American Intercontinental University. He's continued his education ever since, and he is an IT professional in every sense of the word. Now, in 2005, he actually received or achieved the Master Affiliate position as a producer in Global Domains International, GDI, by offering a way for members to participate in online businesses. He still holds that position, and in 2014, he founded GDI Fusion, and he's currently its CEO as well. So for about 20 years, he's been an influencer. He's been a mover and a shaker in the online space of marketing and information technology, advancing technology and e-commerce as a marketing expert. He has a very unique understanding of what's needed for success and an equally unique perspective for creating it on a global scale. He's a man with a vision and a man with a heart for the human condition, but most importantly, he's a man with the ambition, the will, and the means to provide success to all that will join the ONPASSIVE movement and to all that will join the online paradigm shift that is ONPASSIVE. And the ONPASSIVE model is rather simple too, its concept anyway. We just put every tool needed for your success in one place at the lowest fair market value on the planet. That's all. Then we recruit, we sell, and we brand for you. As a reseller, we do those things and even pay you a residual income. So, I don't mean it's peanuts either. I mean an income that's going to become substantial. In other words, we manage everything soup to nuts to build your customer base, sell your products, and brand your business while streaming residual income into your wallet in real time for a fraction of the cost that you're currently paying. So, what kind of company can do that? We are ONPASSIVE, a global artificial intelligence information technology company based in America with its own complete online marketing platform and products. Think of our platform as an abbreviated internet. With offices in Bangalore and Hyderabad, we're already a tech giant with hundreds of staff and represent the world's first total internet solution for solving real-world challenges related to products, sales, and income. To overcome the related challenges, ONPASSIVE has every tool needed to run any online business automatically for one low price under one roof. And these tools were created from scratch by ONPASSIVE and together make up our own digital ecosystem with one flat price and no upsells. We've eliminated the need for our members to recruit and sell. We drive the traffic, we make the sales, we do the recruiting, and we do the branding for our members. To top that off, ONPASSIVE has provided a radical and very generous pay plan that gently forces member success while providing a perpetually growing residual income. Now, they've also come up with a pretty neat idea. It's an acronym called CATMO. We use it to explain the business in a few seconds by referencing the 4 pillars of ONPASSIVE, which are the tools, the automation, the traffic, and the residual income. CATMO, C-A-T-M-O. The C is about the tools. It stands for Complete Digital Solution, and it equates to every tool needed for whatever you're doing online, whether it's running a business or human resources or getting an education or managing a family or whatever. Okay? The A stands for automated. That's done through the AI, so people from all walks of life, no matter what the background or culture, are able to use it hands-free. This is how we provide time and money to our members. Okay? Those are also products, by the way. Having time with money gives us total freedom. Now we have T, which is for traffic. ONPASSIVE has a very effective, targeted, and reliable system for quality, volume traffic that comes from multiple sources for any member market. Bam. MO stands for money. Okay? M-O stands for money. And as Dr. Williams would tell us, who is one of our founders, is Mo better. I love it. ONPASSIVE is going to share sales volume dollars with its reseller members as residual income, making us all partners in financial success with them. So, in total, CATMO describes a complete digital solution automated through AI that generates unlimited traffic and residual income for its members. CATMO equals total freedom. Now, I suppose, since we mentioned income, it's probably good to talk a little bit about that. So, let's talk about what we're dealing with here, okay? Our offers and stuff. Any offer that we have needs to be scalable, profitable, and it's got to have some good leverage. So it has to be with an unlimited mindset, right? We don't want any caps or limits. It should not have to rely completely on our personal efforts either, or our energy, because we simply change too much from day to day, right? We fluctuate. Ups and downs, highs and lows. We get sick, we lose motivation, we go on vacations, yada, yada, yada. So we want our income residual and not depending on our personal efforts all the time. I like what Mr. Mufareh says, and he quotes, The bottom line is to have the bottom line taking care of us, unquote. I love it, right? With OnPassive, the bottom line, right, the outcome of our journey is being structured to make sure that the money is there. After all, that's what we're looking for. That's what everybody wants. So, focusing on value and fairness, we get to offer an opportunity for everybody to fill their tanks first, so to speak, and then use excess to give to worthy causes, paying it forward in a sense. Obviously, that's going to be a very personal choice, but it's been proven that the feeling of fulfillment we get from giving to others, of being in service to others, is 10 times more filling than what we feel when we receive. And this means that giving provides us with the ultimate fulfillment. For this reason, OnPassive has created the best, unique, revolutionary model designed with heart and care, science and mathematics in existence, bar none. Its nature and viral effect is going to allow us all to win and win big together. We are far better off with OnPassive than anything else out there because leadership is predictable. So, rather than focusing on how much money we're going to be able to earn, we want to look forward to what we can do with all that excess once we have the abundance that we need to relieve the pressure of our own daily lives. Then we're going to pay it forward. But if you're looking for a dollar amount, okay, well, let's take a look at that. But before I go further, I got to tell you, here is my disclaimer, okay? Earnings are going to vary depending on individual effort. Everybody knows that. And the money I talk about here, it's not a guarantee of income. It's my conservative opinion of what's possible. My guess is that you have probably about 3 questions burning into your brain right about now. And the first one is, how much can I make? The second one is, how fast can I make it? Third one is, when will it start? The answers to all of them depends on what you are willing to do. So, here we go. If you wait until the public opening to join, you lose the chance to be a founder. As an OnPassive customer, meaning we are promoting your business, your success will depend largely on your own effort, although it will be easier than it's ever been because of the OnPassive platform. You will be successful, but I won't even speculate about how much success you're going to have because I don't know you, I don't know your business, and I don't know your heart. So, that's the first part. Secondly, if you become a founder during the soft launch, at any time during the soft launch, which means you're going to miss one or more of the first campaigns and you do nothing more, then you will eventually be successful. But it, in my opinion, will take a year or more, depending on your definition of success, with the money flow starting sometime after OnPassive opens to the public. If you become a founder before the soft launch and do nothing more, then you're going to benefit from 100% of the team building campaigns that OnPassive is going to do for you, and you're going to have the potential to earn money during the soft launch as your team is being built. So that money flow should start during the soft launch, and then immediately after we open to the public, it's going to escalate, and by the end of the first year, you could be earning residually several $1,000s a month. But if you become a founder before the soft launch, you start building a team by recruiting other founders, then the potential to earn money during the soft launch is much greater. The money is going to start flowing during the soft launch and increase immediately after we open to the public, and by the end of the first year, you could easily be earning 6 figures. So yes, join OnPassive and you will be successful. It's guaranteed and it's a no-brainer. Join today, build a team, your success is going to multiply quickly in a very short time. Join as a customer after we open to the public and your success will grow slowly over a long period of time. So lead with your entrepreneurial spirit and just get in, because these certainly are very interesting times. OnPassive is ahead of the market by at least 3 to 5 years, but you should get in now. Listen for a minute. As I said earlier, Mr. Mufar is the one with the ambition, the will, and the means, and the technical expertise to provide success to all that will join this movement, and I doubt with great sincerity that we will ever see this sort of thing happen again in my lifetime. And it's not because the technology isn't there. It's because it takes will and desire with love for the greater good. It takes phenomenal heart, and I have never seen it so purely amassed as I have seen it with OnPassive, and more specifically with Mr. Mufar. OnPassive, if you look at Airbnb and what they did for hospitality, OnPassive is going to do the exact same thing for online businesses. I mean, that is our space, and we're just going to rewrite it. So life is good.
Yeah. Well, folks, if you are hearing this and the light bulbs aren't going on, I highly recommend running out to the store and grabbing a brighter light bulb, because this is truly an opportunity that comes around once in a lifetime. That's why you're seeing people like Jeffrey and 440,000 that are super excited about this, that 2 to 3 people a minute are joining.
Because absolutely. I timed it this morning. You're right. 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 people per minute is joining right now today. I was looking at it. It went from 449,026 to 449,276 in less than 2 hours. So yeah, it's going crazy. And if we haven't hit 450 by now, you're that close.
Yes. Yeah. Well, run out to the store, guys. Get a brighter light bulb, because truly, even with the becoming a founder and the entry fee of $97, it's a lifetime money back guarantee. So what is it you're losing? Nothing.
Oh, that's a good point. That $97 that you're paying right now, that is for a founder position. That is for the first line leader position. It's a one-time payment and you're done. And with that, you get everything that OnPassive is getting. I mean, I can't tell you how big that is. If you've ever wanted somebody to build a money-making machine for you, pay the $97, get in, become the founder, because as soon as you become a founder, especially if you start to build a team or build your network, as we say, and you start to bring others in, as soon as we go into the soft launch, which I think is probably going to be, my personal opinion, probably in February, halfway through February, I would imagine. But as soon as we go into soft launch, then the company's going to be testing the money flow programs and the marketing programs, and the results of those will end up putting some dollars into our pockets. But even bigger than that, the marketing program is going to bring more founders in and put those founders who can have teams in your founder's position or in your founder's network. Now, quite basically what that means is every founder that you have in your network becomes, or potentially becomes, an entire leg of income for you that will grow perpetually, because as we go into the actual launch of OnPassive, then the marketing that's going to happen, and we've got 6 or 7 campaigns, we're called super campaigns, that we're already, they're set and they're ready to launch. Once we launch, we're going to get those campaigns going. And that's one of the founder benefits that you're going to have as a founder, is that they are going to do those marketing through those campaigns, and they're going to put people, members, customers in your downline. So it's going to be phenomenal, and you will start making money, whether you do anything or not. I mean, before you do something so it happens faster.
Well, isn't that the other beauty of it? You can be as active as you want or as passive as you choose to be.
Yeah.
One way you'll build quicker. The other way, you're still going to be a success. That's the beauty of this.
Absolutely. If you listen to our founder guru, Michael Williams, this is a university educated. Okay, he's got a mathematics degree from a university, and if I can just kind of paraphrase what Michael says, he said, "Look, if you do nothing, if you come in as a founder and you do nothing else, by the end of year 1, after we launch, you're going to be making several thousand a month. If you come in as a founder before we go into soft launch and you start building your network, so that now we've got something to work with and we can start putting more teams, more people in your network before we launch, and then continue after we launch, then you'll be into 6 figures the first year." And I mean, it's a no-brainer. It is done for you. It's literally done. I mean, and you don't have to have any expertise. You don't need to be a marketer. I mean, I'm not, never was. I still am not, but I do love my videos. You don't have to be a marketer. You don't have to have a business. If you come in as a founder, OnPassive's digital ecosystem, the 50 departments, which are all standalone businesses, and they could all be unicorns on their own right. I mean, man, the phenomenal flow of money, it is a wealth generating machine that Mr. Mufara has created here, and it's all put together in the right way. So you could literally not have a business. OnPassive becomes your business. You pick a website name, and then it goes on autopilot. It starts doing everything, and then the following month you start making cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's going to blow you away.
It is. And you can see why people involved are so excited, because it is literally a game changer.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of perspectives that you might want to grab hold of here mentally if you can. Number one is the entire existence of OnPassive is to do one thing, and that is to lift the human condition, to lift humanity as a whole. And you might say, "Whoa, that's a whole lot of, that's a big tall order," but you know how we do it? We do it because we understand that as founders, right? We come in as founders, 450,000 of us as of right now. By the time we launch, I would imagine having minimally 750,000 founders. And the way that we lift humanity through OnPassive, and I'm telling you what, Mr. Mufara's got, what a brainiac. My hat is off to him. But the way that we lift the entire world is because we know that before we can help each other, you can help somebody or I can help somebody, we've got to have our own gas tank filled, so to speak, right? I've got to have enough to put shoes on my children before I can go across the street and put shoes on her 2 children. Mm-hmm. So Ash says, you know what? We're building this thing from the ground up. This is how we're going to do it, because we're going to fill your tanks first. And then you're going to be making so much extra that you're going to be able to go across your street. You're going to be able to go downtown. You're going to go into your community. You're going to start making charitable donations. You're going to have enough where you can start handing it out, and you can start affecting everybody around you. And so when you take what is going to be if we got 1 million or more founders by the time we finish up with soft launch, it wouldn't surprise me. So if you take 1 million founders that are making more money than they've ever made in their life, so that now they can go out and they can start helping the world. I mean, you think about this. We're in 212 countries plus.
Yes.
Wow, that's how we're going to do it. It's the trickle-down economics, because if Jeffrey's sitting here and I'm making 10, 20, 30,000 a month, don't think for a minute that I won't be down here at my Chamber of Commerce or down here or across the street. I mean, I've got people on my block that could use, hey, how about if I pay your electric bill this month? Or how about if I pay your mortgage off? How about if the sky's the limit? We've got people right now in Founders already coming up with ideas about how we can spread the wealth and how we can help everybody in the world and lift it all up. I mean, I'm going crazy with you now. Sorry, but I get excited when I start talking about this.
Yeah, I hear you. So, okay, in light of all of this, and to kind of pull it all together, why do you think people are hesitant to join ONPASSIVE?
Oh, good question. But you know what? There's a real easy answer, and it's a human answer. Mr. Mufar has experienced it. How many people have been burnt? How many people have been lied to? How many people have been swindled or scammed? Or how many people have lost money or been outright stolen from? I mean, flat out thievery online. People man, that's why ONPASSIVE was created, because Mr. Mufar went through every one of those things I just mentioned. And I would almost guarantee that anybody looking at ONPASSIVE is going to be just like me when I started out. I'm like, that ain't going to work. Nobody does that. You can't do that. Like my daddy used to say, hey, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And that's exactly what I told my sponsor. Too good to be true. Never happened. Well, I was wrong. I am still wrong. And that's why people, they look at it and they think, I've been burned one too many times, and I don't care if it's 900 or if it's 97. It's the idea. I'm not going to let somebody take advantage of me one more time, and I'm not going to invest in something that I don't believe is going to work to start with. That is why. I did a very good video on that, and it's called The Skeptic's Redemption. And it talks about cynicism and skepticism and where it comes from and why we got it. And it took me a long time to get over it, too. I mean, I was like, man, I lost several $1,000s with that whole Bitcoin and some of these online things, in a period of a few short months before I found out passive. So I was kind of smarting, I mean, that hurts. Nobody wants to jump back into the fire after you crawl back. You want to heal a little bit. But that's why ONPASSIVE was made, because of the 97% of us that tried something online and we've been taken advantage of, or we've been lied to or stolen from, or for whatever reason we have not been successful. You may make a few dollars here and there, or maybe even just, but you aren't really successful, and you certainly weren't prosperous and don't live in abundance over it. That's why ONPASSIVE has been created, because he went through those same things too. So to get back to your original, or not the original, but the last question, why don't people want to join? Because they're skeptics, and there's a difference between being skeptical and cynical. Cynical is a lot deeper. I mean, cynical people, they'll attack your beliefs as opposed to attacking an idea.
Right.
But cynicism, we've all got it, and if we can just look past that and look at what we've got, and it kind of goes in line with what I was saying before about lifting up humanity. That was one of them. I said there was two things we wanted to look at, perspectives. And one of them was because we're not about making money. It's not only about making money. It is a wealth generating platform, but that's secondary, which is really cool, because I mean, remember Jesus in the good book, he said, hey, you follow me first, get after my goals, and everything you want is going to come in behind it. Well, ONPASSIVE is kind of like that. They're saying, here's our goal. We want to lift humanity. We want to do what is right for the ultimate good and the highest good of humanity. And if we do this, then everything else is going to come in behind it. So that's what we want to do. Secondarily, we want to look at ONPASSIVE as a single entity. You don't want to try. If you went out and looked at your car, you wouldn't say to your daughter, hey, go out in that thing out there that has 4 tires, 4 rims, a motor, and start naming off pieces. You'd say, go to the car and get this, right? Same thing with ONPASSIVE. We want to say ONPASSIVE. It's everything under one umbrella. It's all ONPASSIVE. It's a total internet solution. So when we think of ONPASSIVE, that's really how we should think of it. We shouldn't try to break it into pieces. It'll be a lot easier for us to understand. But with the cynic and the cynicism and the people that are saying, oh, this will never work, it can't work, and then they start picking it apart and trying to figure out things, it ain't gonna work. If you just look at this thing like a total internet solution, everything is in one spot under one roof for one low price. You don't have to be, I mean, it's, if you read the vision statement that we've got,
right?
Doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what color you are, where you live, what you know, what you don't know, doesn't matter. All you have to do, Michael Williams said it, he is the king of simple. He said, all you got to do is get in. That's all you got to do, just get in, And so that's our message. Just get in. Even if you don't understand it, just get in, because it will make sense to you, and you will start making money even when you don't understand it. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, that is a perfect ending to this, about just get in. That's the thing. There's nothing to lose. You have your 97 that's refundable lifetime if you're unhappy once you have a look around.
Yeah.
So really, it's a no-brainer. Like I said earlier, go get a brighter light bulb, because this is truly something that is well worth that $97 and beyond.
There's something else that might trigger your dream imagination. Dr. Bill Williams, on the webinar the other day, he brought it out, and this is kind of neat, because it's kind of how I started when I first got in. I bought mine, and then I brought my wife in, and all 3 of my kids in, and then I brought in like 6 people that I just want to give these to, right? And when he came on the other week, what he said was, this is how you build a legacy. You bring your family in. But if you want to build a dynasty, then you buy and put under those people. And I mean, go out and find your cousins and buy them and get them in. So that you got 15 or 20 of your family here. Beautiful. Man, you talk about residual lifetime income for the next 100 generations. That's dynasty. That's all that you can do.
Yeah. Wow, Jeffrey. Man, that has been the best 30-some minutes that I have had in a long time. This is just wonderful. I so appreciate you taking the time. This is really, well, not that I wasn't excited before, because I have been, but, you know, when you talk and you hear somebody else's feedback on things, you know, you really see that, oh my goodness, this is way huger than we're actually seeing. And
it is bigger than what you even know. You know, I got excited so many months ago, and I was trying to explain, because I barely even touched the surface on how big this thing is. I could wheel how ONPASSIVE is a part of everything that's going to be happening, and they explain those things to you, but some of it would blow your mind. So when Mr. Mufara says, you think this is good? You ain't seen nothing yet? The man is serious. The man is very, very serious. You're thinking how good this is. It is 10 times bigger than what you think it is. And you know, you keep that in mind, and you keep in mind that once we launch, they've already got 6 phases of rollouts, not to mention the super campaigns, and they've got things in the works that are being done and developed. And I mean everything from new software, cutting edge software, to inventions that are physical items. I mean, they've got things that they haven't even talked about yet. So as good as this is, Mr. Mufara is dead on the money, and he is very serious. It is 10, 15, 20 times bigger than you think. And it is global, and it will be more global, and we will affect billions.
yes.
Since you're hearing this, I'm assuming that you're interested in a lucrative business opportunity, so I recommend watching a video that talks about the perfect business solution. It's called ONPASSIVE, the Perfect Solution. If you haven't seen it, it's on this channel. You may want to check it out. It gives you 10 characteristics to assess when you're looking for that perfect business model. Today, we're going to talk very briefly about why ONPASSIVE has not opened yet publicly, and then go on to explain what a founder is, and why being a founder with ONPASSIVE is 100 times better than waiting until we open publicly to join as a customer or a reseller. To get started, let me streamline your understanding by giving you some facts. A few years ago, Mr. Mufara couldn't find a business model that actually worked with the ethical standards he wanted, so he set out to learn exactly what was needed for online success. He turned to universities in his search, but even though he's got a master's of information technology, he couldn't find any programs offering degrees in network or digital marketing, not even an associate's. But he did find executive courses of study through Harvard offering conceptual instruction for the internet businesses that taught a whole lot of theory. So he went back to school, learned a bunch of concepts, and began to work on outlining the perfect internet business, and that led him to create a radical new business model backed by real-world experience that reflected his high standards and his personality. That model is outlined in the Perfect Solution video mentioned earlier, and ONPASSIVE was birthed through that model. It is that model. And its product offering is a massive cache of tools that equates to an abbreviated version of everything in the digital world. In short, ONPASSIVE is an AI IT company with a huge digital ecosystem containing everything needed to build and automate any online business. So stop trying to figure it out. Just focus, join, and build while you can. We are massive, we are automated, debt-free, and we are done for you. But there's a lot more in the platform than what you've heard about. And you need to know also that there's things built into ONPASSIVE. These things, as opposed to products in the ecosystem, are things digitally woven into the structure throughout many levels to guarantee your success and to keep the flow going without the market ever getting saturated. You also need to know that we're truthful about everything we've done, and the paradigm shift that is ONPASSIVE will launch in 2020, barring nothing catastrophic happens. And it's going to launch as a miracle business with the greatest single digital ecosystem of products ever offered in one place, and the most revolutionary pay plan that has ever been seen. But we're still not providing specific launch dates until we're ready to, so as to not to put ourselves under pressure to open simply because there's a date out there. But the soft launch is close. We've been told a couple of things, right? We've been told, yeah, we're launching in 2020, and we've been told the beta campaign is going to last 60 to 90 days. Well, my guess is we're going to be starting the soft launch the last week in September simply because that gives us time to run the full 90 days. I mean, seriously, has anybody ever known Mr. Mufara to do anything that was halfway? No, he goes all out, full tilt boogie every time he does something. So I don't expect those campaigns are going to be short. Anyway, if he starts sooner, great. I'm not banking on it. The good news is that any one of us joining from this point on will still have time to invite and sign up founders before we go public. You don't have to, but man alive, come on. That would set your financial future on fire. And as long as I'm at it, let me say a word about the pay plan, okay? In previous videos, I've outlined what we describe as subscriptions. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Not after yesterday's leadership council meeting with Mr. Mufara. Also, for months, I have urged people to stop using that outdated chart called the matrix simply because, though it may do a good job exploiting the old, boring, old news MLMs, it does not even come close to doing a good job of representing the radical structure of the revolutionary pay plan uniquely developed by ONPASSIVE for ONPASSIVE. Have you ever heard a phrase like this? Eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man. Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, it's like that. And you'll only see it after you join from the inside of ONPASSIVE after we launch. We want you to understand ONPASSIVE's vision is centered on strengthening all of our connections and lifting up the human condition. We want you to understand that ONPASSIVE is far, far bigger than the original vision and radically different from anything that you've ever seen. You also need to know the greatest potential for reaping rewards through ONPASSIVE is by becoming a member of GoFounders. And right now, the gatekeepers to ONPASSIVE are its founders. So let's define them again. Founders are members that join before ONPASSIVE opens to the public, which happens after the soft launch. So if you join before the soft launch, you're a primary early bird founder. If you join after the soft launch starts, you're a secondary founder. But founders are founders regardless of when they join. They still have status and benefit, period. So let's talk about how you become one and why you want to be one. First of all, a founder's quality of life and happiness is going to be simple and relatively easy. The primary founders acquire their founder's position for $97 US by joining GoFounders before the soft launch gets started. As a major benefit, they're placed in the top tier of the pay plan with secondary founders placed in their team. Secondary founders acquire their position for $149 US by joining GoFounders after the soft launch gets started and promptly are placed in the primary founders teams. During the soft launch, ONPASSIVE will place new founders in the founders teams as a result of the marketing. So a major benefit to all founders is having their teams populated with more founders from before the launch. Now, when people join after the public opening, they become members. So what is a member? Well, members are either a customer, a reseller, or both. A customer pays a monthly fee to use ONPASSIVE's products to automate businesses, etc. A reseller pays a monthly fee to be able to resell ONPASSIVE's products to others to use with automating their businesses, etc. As indicated earlier, a member can be a customer and a reseller if they join after the opening in the public, but they are not founders. And to be crystal clear, entry into GoFounders will not be offered for a minimum of 1 year after ONPASSIVE opens to the public. This is to say that new founders positions will not be offered at any price for at least a year. When they do become available, get this, the price of them is not going to be $97 and it's not going to be $997. So why exactly should we become a founder? Well, in a word, success. In a specific word, money. Founders are going to earn a whole lot more, exponentially more than post-launch members. They're going to earn a lot more simply because they have teams. A founder that successfully invites other founders before ONPASSIVE opens to the public is going to keep them as team members. Additionally, when the soft launch starts, new founders brought in by ONPASSIVE's beta marketing efforts are going to be placed in all of the founders' teams. This means founders have other founders in their teams that were personally referred, as well as founders brought in by the company. Put another way, primary and secondary founders will earn commissions from sales through the secondary founders placed in their teams during pre-launch. That is a massive benefit. Furthermore, ONPASSIVE will place members in all founders teams through super campaigns that are going to be run after we open to the public. There are currently several of these massive campaigns scheduled to take place immediately following the launch. They're expected to bring in many millions and millions of members. As said earlier, those members, which become the customers and resellers, are all placed in the primary and secondary founders teams. Another great benefit founders have is the ability to promote, to invite others immediately as soon as they join. And as you may imagine, it's a lot easier to pre-build a team when there's no real sense of urgency and there's no monthly cost associated with it. So let's do a bit of a recap and then explain in a little more detail. Founders can invite other founders into their teams, right? Simple. OnPassive is going to place more founders in all the founders' teams as a result of the marketing done in the beta campaign that we call the soft launch before we open to the public. After we do, OnPassive is going to use the super campaigns to place members in every founder's teams. There are currently several campaigns, super campaigns, scheduled, and each one is expected at a bare minimum to triple the membership of the founders' teams. Like OnPassive, the benefits available to the founder in team memberships alone are massive, since each member is a potential income stream for that founder. But what if someone waits until OnPassive opens to the public before joining? Well, they've lost the founder opportunity. They lost it. As previously mentioned, those joining after we open publicly have only 3 options. They become customers, right? They become resellers, okay, or they become both. As a reseller, the member can build their own team of customers and resellers. But OnPassive will not include them in the ongoing marketing campaigns. This is to say, OnPassive won't pay for marketing to build post-launch members' teams. Whatever a customer or reseller does to build their business, that's on them. Another major disadvantage for the post-launch member is the inability to pre-build a team because they can only market to prospects after they join. I mean, seriously, pre-building is easier when time is your friend and you're not paying a monthly fee for the privilege. Putting another way, post-launch members have no way to market before they join, so they won't have any time to build a team before they're paying the monthly subscription costs. It can still be lucrative, but not anywhere near as lucrative or easy as the founder's position. No matter what position a post-launch customer or reseller has, there will be no founder advantage with it. And it's the founder advantage that makes all that difference. Founders are currently the gateway to OnPassive, and they will have teams built for them. Teams of thousands, millions, and their success is guaranteed by OnPassive. Because of leverage and duplication, founders' teams will grow exponentially beginning immediately after launch as we target our market of 4.5 billion with a B internet users. And you can, guess what? You can be one of these founders. Yes, you can. You know why? And if you're looking for a sales pitch, here it is. Because you can afford the $97 for the founder position. And then you can relax and you can wait for the magic to happen since your success is guaranteed. And if you want to, you can increase your success by placing founders in your team, but only if you want to. So, whether you believe you can do this or not, you can. Take control of your life. I'm inviting you to join if you haven't already. If an existing founder gave you an invitation to join, then go back to that founder and sign up in their team. But if you're here and you want to become a founder, then I would love to have you on my team. So please click the link in the description box below and join right now. You will be very, very glad you did. And I wish nothing but happiness and goodness for you. I appreciate you listening. I look forward to working with you and to wish only blessing and blessings upon you and your entire family. I love this quote by Mr. Mufara. As good as OnPassive is, the things that you know and the things you do not know as overall OnPassive, now and future, it is much bigger than Facebook. It is much bigger than Google. And the most beautiful part is, it's to your advantage, to the customer. So when you think things are going to slow down or things are going to run out of traffic, no. You're going to hear the vibration of the ground. I promise you. Man, I love that. Here's another one. Quote, we are starting much stronger than other companies like Google. Our staff has come from companies like JP Morgan, Apple, Wells Fargo, etc. Like Google at its beginning, OnPassive is a movement, and we too will become a global leader. In this way, we will be way above the crowd. Both of those quotes from Mr. Mufara were done in the last part of last year. Here's another one that was done earlier this year, and I quote, we're shaping up, not as a network marketing company, not as a multi-level marketing company, or a tools or digital marketing company. We're shaping up as one of the main giants, a total business solution, unquote. Man alive, you gotta love that. As customers and resellers, we get to play a very unique role in ushering forth the paradigm shift that is OnPassive. Additionally, as a reseller, we get paid very well by OnPassive at the same time. This is why you join, to be part of a company with heart that is changing the world. But for the founders, which I'm not going to talk a lot about here, this can be our way to live out our passions as allowed through the attainment of wealth. At the very least, founders, you're going to be financially solid, at the very least. And again, I'm talking to current and future founders here. Will ONPASSIVE birth billionaires? Certainly. Millionaires? Absolutely. And lots of them. When we are wealthy, and a whole lot of us are going to get extremely wealthy through this, how are we going to act? What are we going to do? How many lives can you help change when you're taking in 5 or 6 figures a month? Listen, ONPASSIVE is an AI IT giant that runs on AI with heart. And we've been given the chance to be a partner at very little personal cost, and so can create massive residual wealth in comparison. I recommend that you'd become a founder immediately. Don't wait. Be decisive. Set your intention and envision your future. We're not quite ready yet, but everything we say is factual and the signs are all around you. Can you see it? Because if you miss this chance, it's not going to come back around. ONPASSIVE, and by extension GoFounders, we are the real deal. And we're a big deal. So, if you believe that you're made of what it takes to be a founder, I'm inviting you to join if you haven't already. Hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I know that I am. I'm out here enjoying the backyard and the wonderful weather. The sun is just starting to go down and life is good here. My name is Jeffrey Morlock, and I am a founder with GoFounders. And I wanted to take just a minute here to speak. Last Thursday, we had a Dr. Bill Williams, on the webinar with us. A wonderful man, very professional, very well-spoken. He did a video for us, or from himself, about ONPASSIVE and GoFounders. And in it, he speaks to, professionals. And it's a wonderful video. And it can open your eyes a bit. And I would suggest, to watch it with enthusiasm. I'm going to put it after this clip of me right here attached to this and put it on the YouTube site so you can see it. But I wanted to let you know that Mr. Williams is a global asset. He is phenomenal. He's an author, a doctor, obviously, well published, a member of many things. He's still got an open practice, and he does a great many things. And in his video, he speaks to those things that he does, and he speaks about creating secondary, tertiary incomes, and even more, multiple streams of income, and advocates ONPASSIVE as being a way to successfully create another income for people that are needing it, or even people that may or may not need it, but it'd be nice to have because you just don't know what the economy is going to do. So I want to thank you so much for listening to this. I want to thank the founders out there. I've never had such a great time in my life working with so many energetic and professional people. I know that ONPASSIVE is absolutely phenomenal and that we are in it to win it. We're going to do it. And I would encourage you, after you listen to this video, go to the websites. Go to ONPASSIVE.com, or even go to my website, my YouTube. There are tons of informational videos out there that will give you a clear, open perspective about what GoFounders is and what ONPASSIVE is. And if you could take away one thing from this little clip that I'm giving you here before I introduce Mr. Williams, or Dr. Williams, to his video, is this. The real benefit for ONPASSIVE is going to the founders. Founders are going to have other founders in their teams. The email campaigns that are going to be happening here pretty quickly are for the express purpose of bringing more founders on board, secondary founders, that will be placed in the founders' teams. When we launch on day one, the founders' positions are going to come to a stop. What we have is what we have. After launch, all the members coming in are going to be exactly that. They will be members, and they will achieve a certain level of prosperity, make no mistake. But it won't be anywhere near what the founders are going to do. So I would encourage you to listen to the videos. Listen to several of them. Go take a look at the ONPASSIVE movement. There's 5 videos in that series. There's 2 or 3 other ones. I would suggest getting started with the fundamentals video. It's got 10 very fundamental questions. It answers them in very easy terms. I call it being Barney simple. We're just going to break it down Barney style. So please do that. Leave some comments. Enjoy the videos. But seriously take a look at what ONPASSIVE and GoFounders can do for you as far as generating income for you and your family on a residual and perpetual basis. And right now, I thank you so much. I bless you and yours, and I ask that you would enjoy watching this video of Dr. Bill Williams, as we appreciate him, and I'm sure you will too. Thank you.
And if you don't have a person, then you might find a link below. You can join in our group, and I would be glad to mentor you to become an ONPASSIVE millionaire. That's what we're here for, to support and educate so that one day you don't have to go to the work, don't have to slave away at the chair, at the operating table, in front of the bar. Everything that you like about your job, you eventually get tired of it. And we're here to show you a way that you can actually retire in style. I call it finishing well. So this is Dr. Bill Williams, Suwanee, Georgia, and everybody should jump on GoFounders today before the launch because it's coming soon. And once it does, there's no more positions available. Thank you.
I know he's desiring above all to help people succeed and to create an avenue where that is going to come to light, where anybody that joins with ONPASSIVE will be successful. As a matter of fact, he actually goes a little further and can guarantee that with the ONPASSIVE that he's got going on. So anyway, with that mindset, he started a journey a couple of years ago to create the absolute best digital marketing platform on the planet. And in doing that, he was determined to also make sure that he was able to guarantee the success for its users. But what happened is GoFounders came on the scene, and the momentum that resulted out of GoFounders was it was unexpected, to say the least. And it grew at a very breakneck pace. And as a result of that, there are a lot of changes that were made, a lot of changes to the budgeting, the products that were coming out. They ended up doing a lot more products, bigger products, standalone products. Those products went from being just products for marketing to a 200 to 300 million market cap to a product suite, and then to a smart business solution, and then from a smart business solution it went to a total internet solution. And every time it made a jump like that, the budgeting also was revamped and enlarged. And by the time that we were done, Mr. Mufareh had realized that being in the digital marketing space as completely as we were was only a stone's throw, in a manner of speaking, to other or additional segments of the internet, the online, the online space. And by that, I'm talking about social, educational, business, financial. I mean, anything that you can do online. It was only a hop, skip, and a jump from where we were and what he had created to getting into those segments as well. So that's exactly what Mr. Mufareh did. He put a Herculean effort into it. I mean, just absolutely all out. It was come big or stay home, and baby, did he come big. And it was through his understanding of the power of team, duplication, automation, and leverage. And especially when I'm talking about leverage, I mean specifically, especially as it has or regards residual income. So as a result of all these changes over the last couple of years, ONPASSIVE has become a huge AI IT company that is a tech giant, and is just about ready to launch as a unicorn already, meaning that when it does launch, the valuation will be, in the billions. So that was incredible. It has become a unique and a revolutionary company. It's been designed with heart. It is backed by pure science and pure math. Especially over the last 6 months with all the testing and all the things that have been going on, there is statistical evidence that proves that this works. I mean, it just flat out works, and we have no doubt whatsoever that it works. Our products are all working. People are already using them. And so we're about to launch as a unicorn company right out of the gate. The message that we've gotten from one of the last webinars is that ONPASSIVE is winning. And it's winning in a very, very big way. And when you have the GoFounders and ONPASSIVE, then we are winning in a very big way together, and we're winning more together. So it's a very unique and revolutionary company. if a customer has not got a business, if they have no business, ONPASSIVE can allow reseller status for the customer so that the customer can create business using ONPASSIVE's SBS product suite. At any rate, ONPASSIVE serves to create success for everybody and seeks to brand the customer, not ONPASSIVE. In this way, fueled by its own machine learning technology, its smart business solution can regroup existing markets under the TIS umbrella by restructuring the process. Then they duplicate it and automate it through the use of its proprietary information and technology. Through this system, we can guarantee success through a never-before-seen, different, and very unique system without the need for recruiting or selling. And these products aren't only available at the lowest fair market price on the globe, they're all under one roof and superior to anything else out there. You really can't imagine the grand scale of these tools, either in number or complexity. It is absolutely mind-blowing, I'm telling you. But you can see some of the tools in these slides that we got coming up here, and I'll explain some too. Now, the components of the SBS and the ecosystem in general, they work in concert to produce a value that's at a level that is unavailable anywhere else. Yet, value is perpetually generated by ONPASSIVE. In short linear fashion, it goes something like this. ONPASSIVE's technology drives the development and automation of the tools and services in the smart business system. The tools and traffic provide growth through paid subscriptions that fund operations and create profit for ONPASSIVE. A portion of these profits provide residual income for our customers, which are our buyers and sellers. All of this is going to happen in soft launch, and after that, we'll open to the public. Experts are predicting that we're going to have 100 million customers by the end of our first post-launch year. And based on what I've seen in the last 2 years, oh yeah, that's doable. When we enter the beta testing, the soft launch, the price of the founders positions is going to go up. I'm expecting that in the next week. Now, the founders position gives you the opportunity to pre-build your network while in pre-launch, along with a whole lot of other benefits. So if you've gotten an invitation to become a founder, please get back with the person that invited you and join that team. Otherwise, I'd love to have you on my team. Click the link in the description box below. Join my team. Join today. But no matter what you decide to do right now, I wish blessing and blessing upon you and upon your family. So my wish for you today came out of my realization that at no time in my life have I ever received so much for so little than I have from ONPASSIVE by the work done by Mr. Mufareh. So, for me, it really is a case of, quote, but for grace, there go I, unquote. Equally incredible is the idea that it's not just offered to me, but is available to all who will. Mr. Mufareh has offered this seemingly magical opportunity to guarantee success to anyone willing to step out in faith and become a founder. I truly hope that you have ears to hear this, meaning that you have a mindset that allows this to resonate with you. This is your time. So it's time to get involved with the most radical opportunity that you're ever likely to have in your entire life. Well, Mr. Mufareh is a university-trained master information technology professional. He's spent about 20 years advancing technology and e-commerce as a marketing expert. He is a very successful businessman. He's an absolute visionary and a self-made multimillionaire. He is an American family man that loves hiking, fishing, and swimming, and space. Yeah, the man loves space. SpaceX, NASA, outer space, anything space, he loves it. But equally as important, Mr. Mufareh is the man that came up with a revolutionary idea to develop a radical new business model that's going to serve as a solution for the world's online marketing space. It's pretty much based on a three-pronged approach to success, and it guarantees that success for its members. The model is called ONPASSIVE. So, what is ONPASSIVE? Well, ONPASSIVE is an information technology company. It's an IT company. It's developed and owns its online marketing platform. That platform is a total internet solution. The TIS is what we call it. That's the acronym. For solving real-world challenges by providing, 1, every tool needed to run any online business automatically. 2, by eliminating the need for online marketers to recruit or sell. And 3, it provides a radical pay plan that gently forces a perpetual growing success for its members. The parent company of GoFounders, ONPASSIVE, is expected to open later this year to the public. So that brings us to, okay, what do I do after I join? Well, you could sit back on your donkey and relax, but I wouldn't if I were you. I recommend getting as many people as you can in your team prior to the campaign starting, and certainly before we open publicly. Remember, each founder you recruit will have a team built and becomes an income stream for you. They, in turn, can begin to fill their teams with founders. They will be filled with founders, as a matter of fact. Again, anyone you bring in prior to our opening to the public is going to have teams built for them. So, the more you have in your teams before we open to the public, the more rapid and robust your success is going to be. Think about this one thing. 10 people in your teams prior to ONPASSIVE's public debut will do in 6 months what it would take otherwise about 5 years to accomplish. Everything we say is factual, and the signs are all around you. Can you see it? Because if you miss this chance, it's not going to come back around. ONPASSIVE, and by extension GoFounders, we are the real deal, and we're a big deal.